Republicans love Donald Trump, but more than Donald Trump, they love their idea of what he is. And that idea very rarely has much to do with the man himself. Take a look at what Bridget Gabriel tweeted out. This is what a president looks like. And to that I say, maybe, but that's not what he looks like. He isn't that thing that you've put. That's fake. You know that, right? You know that he's not in like the Navy or the Air Force or whatever that is. That's not him. Are you saying you would prefer whoever this fictional person is? Is Trump not sufficient for you because you don't seem to like actual Trump, or else you would have put on an image of him? And I'll never understand this. Like, I want this as president, but that's not what you have. I think this is what a president should look like. I think he should have the economic policies of Bernie Sanders, and I think the magical power of being, a divine being. That's what a president should look like. That's what a senator should look like. But that's not what Bernie looks like. And I'm okay with that. Bridget Gabriel, are you okay with Trump not looking like the Top Gun pilot that you have? Apparently not, because that was just one of many images. Trump also served in the infantry, did you know? President Trump is defending America in ways Biden will never comprehend. Yeah, but do you comprehend that he did not defend America with a rifle on the ground? That's a made up image too. And she does seem to get that as she continued to post these AI images. She eventually posted this one. President Trump would have made a courageous fighter pilot. Yeah, but he didn't though. Did he? He didn't make a fighter pilot. Do you know why he didn't make a courageous fighter pilot? Oh, it's because he dodged the draft 5 different times. 4 times for college, and we all know what an academic he went on to be. And 1 time for his footsies. They hurt him. I mean, they did hurt him. We've never seen any indication that he has problems walking or running or whatever. I mean, granted, I've never seen him run, and he has had difficulty walking down ramps before, but he seems to be able to walk. That's why he wasn't a courageous fighter pilot. Are you saying you'd prefer that he had been a fighter pilot? Because he's not. That's not who you've got. And in fact, not only is he not a fighter pilot or an infantryman or whatever else you want to put him in, he's like kind of outright disrespectful to soldiers. I'll remind people that back in 2018, he took a trip to France to commemorate the end of World War I, and he was asked to go to a cemetery where American fallen soldiers were, and he apparently rejected the idea, according to 4 sources, because he feared his hair would become disheveled in the rain, and because he didn't believe it was important to honor American dead, calling them losers and suckers for being killed. Why does it not bother you? A person, Bridget, who loves to fantasize about Trump being a soldier, which he would never be. He did everything he could to get out of it, as a lot of rich, well-connected people did at the time. Why do you try to convince yourself that he's a soldier when he considers them to be suckers? Why do you try to convince yourself that he's a religious man, saying it's time for America to turn back to God? But isn't it interesting, Bridget? I can call you Bridget, right? That you have to post this fake image of him with a cross, because you can't just post images of him at church because he ain't religious, is he? He doesn't care about that. By the way, that's not one of his faults. I'm a hardcore atheist. I don't care if any of them are religious, but you pretend to, and it doesn't seem to bother you that he's not religious. I honestly have higher standards for my religious politicians. I think this is what religious politicians should look like. It should be a guy with the economic policies of Bernie Sanders and the drip of the Pope. That's what I believe. JR, what do you think?
Only thing left for Bernie is the puffy coat. I think I saw people AI generating. That was dope. Yeah. This is the state of our political discourse. These are the conversations we're having with folks. This is the reasons why that Bridget pointed out right there. This is the reasons why conservatives or anyone should vote for Donald Trump, because of fake images. They're diving right in. We saw the AI ad that was against Biden once he announced for re-election. None of those images were real. Everything that's like this is the political discourse. This is the political conversation that you would think libs, Democrats in general, even establishment ones, would be having to demean the Republican Party. Be like, look at this, you guys. The Republican Party literally has nothing to offer you except for fantasy, fake imagery, and fake futures that literally aren't happening. And the last time they did it, those still same fake images, fake features, and also fake agendas never effing happened. It never happens. It never happens. As a matter of fact, do you think Donald Trump can fly that plane? Do you think Donald Trump is hiking through woods with all this equipment on? Do you think Donald Trump can do any of these things? Do you truly think so? Because if you do, then how about an exhibition of it? This guy likes to put himself in front of a camera and show how awesome he is. Put on all kinds of, you'll fly the airplane. And all you MAGA folks, get on it and let him fly it and sit back and see how comfortable you feel. They don't believe it. They just need the cartoon version to be there. My nephew, when he was 5 years old, he put on the Batman mask. We can only see his mouth sticking out the bottom. He goes, "I'm Batman," and we fell over laughing because it was so damn cute. Because there's a kid who dresses up like a superhero and then says he's that. That kid doesn't even believe it. But we want grown-ass human being voters in the United States of America to go and vote for this guy based off of some fake AI imagery, so that then we can feel good about ourselves based off of a fantasy. I was really close, John.
Yeah, you were. Jayar, I want you to post an Instagram image of Wyatt in the Batman mask saying, "This is what kids look like." Isn't it amazing the position we've gotten to? Like, we know that the conservatives aren't big fans of reality, and they like to disconnect from it as much as possible. But in recent weeks, what have we had? We've had these new images of Trump, which are not real. They just aren't satisfied using real images because the real thing sucks. Based on their behavior, it sucks. And they ran against Joe Biden in that ad, making up fake images of the future under Joe Biden. Well, just if he's so bad, run against him now. If everything's so bad, why don't you just run against him? Anyway, they love replacing reality with something more convenient. By the way, I missed the name of the person with this image, but can we go back to graphic 7 for a second with the Bible? Because I understand that she is posting this implying that that is an image of him being religious, but you could also easily interpret that as Donald Trump, for the first time in his life, is holding a cross, and it set him on fire like a vampire in a church.
Totally. This is a holy figure with the flames behind his ass.
I've never seen Jesus is depicted as being burned up. He looks like it's his memento. Yes, Irie Man, that's the memento he took to hell. Anyway, by the way, you joked about him flying a plane. Is anyone willing to bet every dollar they have that Trump can definitely drive a car? When was the last time you saw him stopped at a truck doing this? That's the closest we've seen to him driving a car in quite some time. You know, an everyman. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.